In this video, I want to help you understand major gifts from the perspective of the donor. And I want to help you understand why, just sending a letter or even making a phone call is typically not enough to secure the person's best gift. Let's just begin with letters. I recently took a week's vacation right after Thanksgiving. And when I returned from vacation, there was 19 solicitations in my mailbox, asking me for money, primarily from Catholic organizations. And I'm just an average middle-class guy, right? And there was 19 solicitations in my mailbox in 1 week. Now imagine if you were a millionaire in your community, well known for success and your support of Catholic causes. Imagine how many times a day you'd be asked for money. It's astronomical. Why so many requests for money? Because the number of people asking for money, the number of nonprofits asking for money, in any community, I think, outstrips the number of people capable of making a major gift or a lead gift. Now, to give you some sense as to the competition for big gifts, let's look at 3 cities I'm very familiar with. Dallas, which is major market, New Orleans, which I would consider mid-market, and Fargo, North Dakota, which I would consider small market. Let's begin with Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex and do a rough back-of-the-envelope calculation. There's 6.7 million people in the metro area. Meanwhile, in Texas alone, there's over 116,000 charities listed on GuideStar. Of these, almost 9,000 are in Dallas, over 3,000 are in Fort Worth, and if you include the Dallas-Fort Worth suburbs, there's over 18,000 charities. Presumably, all of them would be delighted to receive a major gift. Now, if one of those 18,000 Dallas-Fort Worth charities is affiliated with the Catholic Church, let's presume that they will target Catholic millionaire philanthropists, because we know that people tend to give close to home. So, they're going to try and target the millionaires, the Catholic millionaires, right there in their own backyard. So let's try to estimate the number of Catholic millionaires that live in the Metroplex area. Thankfully, Dallas is a very wealthy city, and it has a lot of what we call new money. Between 2013 and 2014, the number of millionaires in Dallas increased by 20%. As of 2014, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex had an estimated 113,000 millionaires, defined as a household with liquidity of $1 million or more, not including the value of their home. Of these 113,000 millionaires, I've estimated that about 28,000 are Catholic. But not all Catholics on the official rolls are active Catholics. At most parishes, about 1/3 are active attendees and supporters, the ones most likely to make a gift, especially a big gift. That decreases the prospect pool of active Catholic millionaires to an estimated 9,887. Now that sounds like a lot of great prospects, almost 10,000 Catholic millionaires in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. But remember, there's 18,000 charities just in the Dallas Metroplex. And all 18,000 charities are going to be after both Catholic and non-Catholic donors, right? I mean, from a Catholic perspective, we tend to focus on Catholic donors because non-Catholic donors will rarely support a Catholic church or a Catholic school. In some cases, yes, but in general, no. But if you're the Boy Scouts or the Red Cross or whomever, religious affiliation makes no difference whatsoever. So there's 18,000 charities all competing with those same 10,000 Catholic philanthropists. And let's also remember that that 10,000 includes your poor millionaires, right? What I mean by poor millionaires, as distinct from the rich millionaires, is this. The poor millionaires are those who have only $1 million in liquidity. If you have $1 million in liquidity, you're not going to make $1 million gift, right? It's only the super wealthy millionaires that make the $1 million gifts. So of those 10,000 Catholic millionaires in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, there might be only 500, 1,000, maybe 2,000 on the outside who are even capable of considering a gift of $500,000 or $1 million. I estimated that for every prospective lead gift donor of, say, $500,000 or more, there's at least 18 charities in the local area for every one person capable of making that magnitude of gift. Let's look now at New Orleans, which I consider mid-market. There are 1.2 million people in the greater New Orleans metro area, and there are 4,000 nonprofit organizations if you include the North Shore suburbs. That's a pretty challenging ratio. But the other thing about New Orleans is, unlike Dallas, which has a lot of new money, New Orleans has primarily what I would call old money. And so if you talk to any development director in the greater New Orleans area, they will probably name for you the same 100 to 200 families in the greater New Orleans area that are capable of making gifts of, say, $50,000 or more. It's a very challenging ratio. So you've got like 4,000 nonprofit organizations and literally only 100 to maybe 200 families capable of making, a really big gift to a nonprofit organization. So let's put this in context. In the greater New Orleans area, I've estimated there's somewhere between 20 and 40 nonprofit organizations for every household capable of making a lead gift. That's a pretty amazing ratio of nonprofits to lead gift prospects. I mean, it's a pretty tough, challenging situation. I mean, to put it in context, imagine if there was 40 gas stations for every one person buying gas. That's what we're dealing with in New Orleans. Now let's look at a small market like Fargo, North Dakota. The entire state of North Dakota has just 700,000 people. Of these, under 250,000 live in the Fargo metro area. That's about 100,000 households. Of these 100,000 households, only 7,000 have income of $150,000 or more per year. Meanwhile, there's nearly 6,000 nonprofits in the state, 1,000 of them located in the greater Fargo-Moorhead area. That's approximately one nonprofit for every 7 households making just $150,000 or more per year. The point of this little back-of-the-envelope calculation is this. Whether in a major market, a mid-market, or a small market, there are always more nonprofit organizations looking for big gifts than there are people capable of funding them. And any development director worth their salt is looking at those same people for major gifts. I mean, that's where they have, by necessity, to target their time and efforts, right? So the bottom line is this. Put yourself in the shoes of one of those people that is capable of making a significant gift. With so many charities asking for support, how would you decide who gets your best gift and who gets what I would call the sympathy gift, right? That's the subject of the next video.